Jamie, hi. What's up?
What's going on?
This Sunday is Orphan Sunday. So what is your relationship to the kind of child welfare system or adoption process?
Well, I necessarily didn't grow up in an orphanage, but I was adopted at a very young age.
Okay, so you yourself were adopted?
Yes.
Okay.
I was adopted at the age of 2 from Brazil.
Really?
Yes.
That's super cool.
My biological mom met my adoptive father and my adoptive mother and my godfather at the time. She had me at the age of 21, and my older brother she had at 16 years old. Okay. So she wasn't financially stable. There'd be times where I had asthma attacks. So there'd be times where she would either have to go work at the bar that she worked at to provide food for me and my brother, or there'd be times where, she wouldn't work and then, we didn't really eat very much.
Your biological mother in Brazil?
Correct, my biological mother in Brazil. So my adoptive father and my adoptive mother had the idea of taking on another child.
Were they just in Brazil? They just happened to be there?
They actually met in the Caribbean, where they're from. She was living there at the time.
Okay.
In a small island called Curacao is where I'm from.
Okay.
Around the time I'm 2 years old, they still kept in contact with my biological mother and had the idea of, taking me on as their own because they wanted another child and she was struggling financially to take care of me. And I think deep down inside, she didn't want to do that, but she knew it was a better life for me to have deep down in the future for me to, get an education and medical care that I needed.
What unique experiences have you gone through here that you don't think you could have gone through there?
I think college was a major one. I don't think I would have gone to college if I was still in Brazil. So that was a major thing right there. And I think the relationship I built with Christ has significantly grown a lot since I was introduced to Christ my freshman year of high school. When I took it more seriously, I think it escalated from there.
You said you had a biological brother?
Yes, my older brother, he is, I believe, so she was born when she was 16 and I was 21, so that's a 5-year difference, so he's 29.
So he still lives there? He grew up with your biological
He grew up
mother?
with her. He lives in Brazil now. He has a wife and kid.
Do you have contact with him?
I do. I keep more in contact with my mother.
Okay. You have actual contact with your biological mother?
Yes, I FaceTime her, and
really?
It was hard on her for years. I remember when we first started FaceTiming to about maybe a year and a half ago, she would cry every time because she didn't want to give me up and she wished she had a different life with me, but at the end of the day, she knew that she gave me a better life than what she could have offered.
Do you ever, of course you're grateful for your adoption, but do you ever wish that you had gotten to stay with her?
There's times where I thought about that, and I think that I'm forever grateful for the path that I've been chosen because it leads me to great opportunities like coming to college here at Lamar and getting to meet everyone here at Renewal and everyone I've met between college and Renewal.
Do you not think you would have had those opportunities in
I
Brazil?
think it would have been a lot different. I don't think a lot of opportunities would have provided themselves as they did through the adoption did. I think I've been more blessed on this path than I was if I wasn't adopted. And I think at the end of the day, my biological mom realized that too, so.
So you remember at all what the new experiences of coming to live with your adoptive family was like? You were young, so.
I always had an idea that I was adopted, but I wasn't 100% sure. My family kept telling me there was my mom's mother was part Cherokee or something because everyone in my family's African American, okay. But I'm not. So
they didn't tell you right away?
No,
okay.
They didn't tell me until I was 13.
Really?
Yeah.
And what was that like?
My dad drove me to a church that I got baptized at. And he sat me and told me, yeah, it doesn't change anything. End of the day, I'm always going to be your dad. And I remember crying with him and hugging with my dad because, like I said, it's not his responsibility to take care of me, but he chose to take care of me along with my adopted mother also. They both had their own kid. They had the same age at the same time, so having two kids is more than a handful than just having one. So
Totally.
they took on me because they wanted to. They loved me.
If somebody's watching who kind of feels like God has laid on their heart to adopt, but hasn't really taken that first step yet, as someone who has been adopted, what would you want to tell them?
Pray about it. If it's something that you really felt like you should be doing, don't do it because you feel like you're being pressured into it. Do it because you want to do it. Do it because you love to do it, because you want to love this child. Because at the end of the day, that child is going to end up calling you mom and dad, and they will look up to you. And it'll be your responsibility to prosper them into the way that you want them to be. And at the end of the day, they are going to be grateful for the life that you've given them.